Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into AP CSA sections 1.4 and 1.5, the building blocks of Java. We'll talk about assignment statements, user input with scanner, and casting with variable ranges. By the end, you'll understand how to store data, take user input, and make sure your math is accurate. Let's get started. Here's what we're going to cover today. First, how to write assignment statements to store values. Second, how to use the scanner class to take input from the user. Then we're going to learn about how casting works and why variable ranges matter. And we'll make this practical with live code examples. First up, assignment statements. Think of these instructions to store a piece of data in memory. The format is type variable is equal to value, or variable name is equal to expression. So if I write integer x is equal to 5, that means that I have a variable called x that stores the value 5. One big mistake that people make is if they don't realize that the variable type must match the value type. So here this works because 5 is an integer. But if we said integer x is equal to 5.03, that wouldn't work because 5.03 isn't an integer. Here are some examples of this. Here we are assigning the variable age to 16, and 16 is an integer, double price to 19.99, and character grade to A, as well as boolean is Java fun to true. I can show you this in a live example here. So over here, line 1 says public class assignment example. So this is a class name and every Java program starts with a class. In line 2 we are saying public static void main string args. This is basically the main method where a program starts running. Now inside the method, integer age is equal to 16, which creates an integer variable named age and stores 16. Double price is equal to 19.99, which creates a double variable for decimal numbers. Character grade is equal to A, which stores the letter A in a character variable. And boolean is Java fun equal to true, which stores a true or false value. And that's because Java is fun, guys. Yeah, the more you practice, the more fun it'll become. And finally, the system.out.println statement prints out the values. So when we run this program, I expect it to print the age, price, and grade, and whether Java is fun. Here, let's run it. And it did exactly that. Simple, but this really is the foundation of every Java program. Now, instead of hard-coding values, let's take input from the user. For that, we use the scanner class. Scanner reads what the user types and stores it in variables. Here's an example. So over here, the first thing we do is import java.util.scanner, which brings in the scanner class so we can use it. Next, scanner sc is equal to new scanner system.in. What this essentially does is it creates a scanner object called sc that listens to what the user types. Now we say system.out.print, enter your name, which prints the prompt. String name is equal to sc.nextLine reads a whole line of text that the user inputs and stores it in the name variable. Then we ask for the age similarly. System.out.print, enter your age. Integer age is equal to sc.nextInt reads an integer and stores it in the variable age. Finally, system.out.println, hello plus name, you are age, years old, and you love this hobby, which basically prints a friendly message with both pieces of information and all of them combined. So over here we have the name variable, the age variable, and the hobby variable that the user has entered. So let's try it out. Okay, so I'm happy the program's running, no errors, so that's a good sign. So enter your name, doors to STEM. Then enter my age, 20. Enter your favorite hobby, let's say dancing. Awesome, so we get hello doors to STEM, you are 20 years old and you love dancing. That's great, so it did exactly what we wanted it to. Great, now let's talk about casting and ranges. This matters when you do math in Java. Here's a question. If I have a equal to 5 and b equal to 2, what's the average? Most people would do 5 plus 2 over 2, which is 7 over 2, and that's equal to 3.5. But in Java, if you do a plus b divided by 2, you actually get 3. Why? Because Java is doing integer division. Let me show you. First, in this example, we are declaring two integers. A is equal to 5 and b is equal to 2. Double, wrong average, just some light foreshadowing, a plus b over 2. So here's the problem. You would think that 5 plus 2 equals to 7, and 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. But instead, when we run it, we see that the wrong average integer division is actually 3.0. So to fix it, what we're going to do is we're going to say double correct average, this is just a variable name again, is equal to a plus b divided by 2.0. Now we're dividing by a double, so the result is 3.5. Essentially over here, when we divide by an integer, it converts the result into an integer, even if we declare it as a double. Here, we want to make sure that we're dividing by 2.0 so that we get the correct answer. So as we can see here, we got 3.5. Another way is casting. So we're saying double casted average is equal to double a plus b over 2. So we basically tell Java, treat a plus b as a double. And the result is also 3.5. So remember, if you want decimals, make sure at least one number is a double. Now, while we're here, let's talk about ranges. Integer can hold about 2 billion. Double can hold much larger values, but with decimal precision. If you want to go beyond these limits, you'll unfortunately get an overflow or lose accuracy. For now, just know the ranges so you can choose the right type. Casting matters, like we saw on the last page, because without casting, integer divided by an integer is an integer. Example, 5 over 2 is equal to 2. But with casting, we're casting 5 over 2 to a double, and we'll get the right answer of 2.5. So this is really important in averages and percentages. So here's another example. Take a look at this if you would like, but I think the example I just showed was pretty self-explanatory. So here's a quick challenge for you. Ask the user for two integers, print their sum, difference, and average, and make sure the average is correct using casting. If you get 3 instead of 3.5, you know what to fix. Now here's the answer to that problem. Hope you got it right. And if we run it, we get exactly what we wanted. So enter the first integer. How about 3? The second integer, maybe 5. We get the sum, the difference, and the average. One more thing I forgot to mention was when you open a scanner, make sure to also close it by saying input.close. Or saying the scanner object.close. So over here, the scanner object is input, so we're saying input.close. Make sure to do that for the best coding practices possible. To wrap up, assignment statements store values. The scanner lets us take user input, and casting ensures accurate math. And knowing variable ranges really helps you avoid errors. Master these, and you're ready for bigger programs. Great job today, and tune in for next time.